the show. It's called Chirpin, yo. And Chirpin's what we do. And if you play a little bit of hockey, then I'm sure you'd be chirping too. So I started this show with my good friend and my crazy ass cousin. So get on this mic and we'll chirp all night, 'cause we're chirping to you. So pull up a chair and grab a brew and listen to Chirpin. Chirpin, yeah, I'm talking about that dirt dang chirpin. You know I got that dumb chirpin. Yeah, I'm talking about the dirt dang chirpin. Got that dumb bang chirpin. Yeah.
What in the hell are you doing? Give me that guitar right now. You're done.
Go back to the pond.
I'll go f yourself, buddy.
I've heard better chirps out of a dead bird.
You.
You.
And Hank Williams Sr., you are not.
Welcome to Chirpin, the podcast that talks about hockey, life, and everything in between.
What's up, boys?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey there, how's it going?
Happy Wednesday.
It is a happy Wednesday.
Yep, back at the mic after a week off. That will happen. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
What we do want to talk about today is our special host guest, Billy Russ. What's up, buddy?
Oh, not much. Just got a message saying address and showed up, and now here I am.
He got called up.
The Uber driver got lost, or he would have been here sooner.
Had to stop for beer.
Checks out.
You know what? Speaking of which, when I called you and knew that you were running a little bit behind, I decided to stop off at Martha's Vineyard, which is, if you guys don't know what Martha's Vineyard is, you should know what Martha's Vineyard is. It is
Great sandwiches.
They do. Pizza. Now they got a pizzeria up in there that's now connected to the store. It never used to be. It used to be next to it. But I love that place. I've been going there for 18, how long am I, 30s? Yeah, so about 17, 18 years I've been going there now. And every time I get a chance to get in there, I like to grab a bottle of wine if I can. And being that this is our first time at Chris's house, my first time at Chris's house, I wanted to get him a housewarming gift that he would share with me while I was here. So got him some wine.
I do appreciate the gesture of bringing wine over, but do not ever bring wine over to another one of these podcasts while we're recording.
Fair enough.
No
was
way.
not in any other mood of drinking. I thought I probably wasn't even gonna drink, but then I'm like, well, he needs a housewarming gift. Wine's cool.
Yeah, wine's
Drink some wine.
always cool.
And then I demanded he pour us a glass.
Yeah, it was open before me and Brent even got in the house.
It's true.
I walked in. I was like, "Here's this housewarming gift. Do you want to open it now?" And he's like, "Yes, you do want to open it now. Thank you. Where's the
I'm
wine
trying
glasses?
to be polite and get through this class so I can have beer.
I know. Don't be polite. Pour it in
Yeah.
mine. I'll drink it.
You know what? I brought a 15-pack of Miller Lite and a Grand Traverse Distillery vodka. That's how I roll in here. No wine on this campus.
Well, let's jump into the what's up. The what's what. What's up, Chris? What's been new with you? We've had a week off, man. Something's had to have happened worth telling a story about.
Honestly, not really. It's been a pretty low-key couple of weeks. So, living the work from home life, going on year 2 now, or year 1, 1.1.
1.25?
Yeah, whatever it is now. So, every day is pretty much the same. So,
Yeah.
Hey, making life easy for me. Let's move down the
Yeah,
line.
you're
How
enjoying
are you?
spring break just like us right here in Grand Rapids.
So what about you, Brent?
You know what? It's been pretty low key, but I did get a chance, to break away from doing all that pond hockey and spend a weekend with my dad, and just got to hang out and proceeded to catch a buzz and totally have my my girlfriend tell me that there's a no burn order going on, and if any of you do know my dad, he just kind of looked at her and then proceeded to go get the blowtorch and gas, and we had bonfires all weekend.
Oh yeah, that's the no burn order in my house is like, don't light that pile of wood and brush we've been piling up for 3 years. That's all that means.
That's exactly what happened.
And that's what happens.
Other than that, nice weekend, pretty relaxing, and came back Monday morning and just got back at it again. How about you?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I've been working.
We don't want you to lie to us, Jason. That's not the purpose of the show.
Right. I've been working super hard lately, working weekends and stuff, and so finding out that we were gonna have a week off, gave me an opportunity to get the boat out and swap over from duck to fish, and I got a day out on the water. And I'm not gonna lie, man, I have been jonesing. Like, fishing's been the only thing on my mind.
Catch anything?
We did not. It actually turned into a giant shit show. So a guy from my work, he's new. He's been wanting to go out and do some fishing. And I've been telling him I was going to take him. And so long story short, he comes over. We get the boat out early. I'm talking like 8 a.m. He could barely get out of the car, it looked like. He was all hungover. His roommate drove him. So we get there, and I'm like, the roommate wants to come. So I'm like,
wait a minute, stop there. He was that loaded still?
He was hurting. They both were kind of hurting, I think. They had like McDonald's in their hand.
You get the gas, I'll get the wheel.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, to say the least. And they're like 19-year-old kids, right?
Oh, no, so they weren't drinking
So,
at all.
no, I mean, they were like high on life or something.
That's where you just crack a beer on the way to the lake.
Well, so they were trying to help me. We get ready. We get out on the water, and I always, mind you, I live right off the river, more or less. I don't have property on the river, but I live less than a mile away from the Grand. And so I have a backwater 23 motor, mud motor, and a flat bottom John, man. I mean, we just go wherever we want. And so I always check my gas tank because we get up in some stuff. Like, and if you you ain't like paddling out of that. You need that motor to get you.
You're gonna have to portage. Grab a side and start walking,
right.
boys.
And so I usually always check the gas. So I open the gas, and it was kind of cloudy. It still was like 9 o'clock, so the sun wasn't out.
Looks full.
I saw gas in it, right? So I go to pick the tank up, but it's like inside of a cubby that I built, so it's like not lifting, and I'm giving it an ample amount of pressure, and I'm like, that's got enough gas in it. Cool. Well, long story short, we get way back in some stuff, and the motor stops running, and I'm like, what the heck is going on with this motor? Now, granted, the motor had been sitting all winter, so like maybe we're working out some kinks. But I grabbed I'm sitting there, chugga, 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 not starting. I'm like, okay, it's not getting gas.
Can you do that sound effect again? That was
chugga,
beautiful.
chugga, 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 chugga. That's the key and if the motor trying to turn over. And so I go to grab the prime ball there on the gas tank, and I squeeze in it, and there's nothing. So I'm like, fudge, we are out of gas. Pull it up, look, no gas. So I'm like, okay, boys, I'm sorry, but we're downriver, not upriver. We went downriver, so there's no like getting back to the main river and getting back to the dock. I mean, we're screwed. So I pull up my GPS, and I see there's a park fairly close by, and I have a paddle that I am now using like a leverage wedge.
So you're down creek with a paddle, not up creek.
Oh, down creek. And I got this paddle as a wedge, and we're in some shallowish water, so I'm just trying to get to this dry spot because there's a park on the other side now. I call my wife, and she's a badass. And I'm like, grab the waders, grab the gas can. You're going to have to drive to this park you've never been to, throw the waders on, and walk this to me. Otherwise, I got to get in waist deep water to come to you. So she's like, nope, no problem. And
I guess chivalry is dead.
Right. So hear me out, though. It gets better. If my wife was a prissy, I'd have jumped in the water, no mind. But she is more than capable, and actually she's like, let me do this, because she likes to push herself.
She's pretty hardcore. I've had
pretty
some
cool.
good talks with her.
Yeah, she's
I'm
pretty
afraid
cool.
of her.
She scares me. So I kid you not, all the guys in the boat are like, she's gonna get in the water. He's like, if your wife brings that gas out here, he's like, she's a down chick. And I was like, oh no, she's down. She puts the waders on. She gets there, puts the waders on, and I hear her going through like the trees and brushes, and she's like, sounds like an animal rustling in there, and she's like, essentially there's a moat. She's telling me there's a moat, and I can't see this moat. I'm like, what do you mean a moat? Like, a moat is a deep piece of water that's not very wide. We're in a swamp. Where are you finding this at?
This isn't in England.
So she's like, honey, I can't get across. So I'm like, all right, I'm on my way. So I lace my boots up, I drop my phone, and I jump in the water, and I walk to her. And once I only had to probably walk like 15 feet in water, and I got back on dry land before I get to her. And I kid you not, it's a moat. It's what it is like a ditch, a drain ditch type thing that's holding onto the water pretty well. So, and it looks deep. So I'm like, all right, probably shouldn't have crossed that in your waders, but it's only like 10 feet across. Like, I could have jumped over it, if there was enough
10
room.
Feet?
Jay, there's no way you can jump 10 feet.
10 feet. If you run and jump, and a moat that's
Soaking wet.
like below you.
Yeah, how
10
are you gonna
feet.
run in water?
No, you're running and jumping 10 feet.
I've
You
watched
guys,
the Olympics for a lot of years.
you don't think I could jump over a
No.
6-foot person running and jumping?
Everybody, hold your hats, pop your beers, because we're gonna get live footage of Jason trying to jump.
Do you guys want to go outside? I will put my tennis shoes on and I will jump 10 feet right now. I
You
bet
can get a running
No,
start for
you will
20
not
yards.
jump 10 feet, Jay.
On the
I
sidewalk.
will give you maybe 5.
No, I will jump 10 feet on the sidewalk.
Get ready, summer's coming. We're
All right,
gonna
you know
have
what? After
activities.
this podcast, after we cut out, and then we're gonna load it later. You're gonna see me jump 10 feet in the dark, loaded.
in the dark, so they can't prove it.
No, we'll have a light. We'll have a light, but it'll be a dark outside. Like I gotta jump in the dark. Anyways, so I'm looking around at where we can cross, the best place to cross, and I kid you not, like 30 foot down, there's like a dam.
Sounds like you could have jumped that too.
Well, there's a dam sitting there from a built-up dam. You know, like it's some kind of running water. There's obviously a beaver, and I'm like, honey, there's a bridge right there. So she was really upset that she didn't get to bring me the gas can, and I got to get wet because there was a bridge, and she never had to get in the water at all had she found that bridge. But oh well, it happens. And so then I got the gas back to the boat, and by the time that happened, this was on Easter, so these guys had to get back to do family stuff, so we didn't really get to do a whole lot of fishing. That is where that comes from. But and now I'm fishing mode. That's where I was getting at, fishing mode. But that what took like the show. So
Thank you for
Yes.
keeping it short, getting there.
what I want to.
It happens like this every week.
Yeah, well, I wrote it down, so we were going to talk about
He
it.
sends out a text every week. He's like, "All right, guys, have like about a minute and a half for your what's what, and we keep it short." And
Hey,
Jay,
I put 20 minutes for what's what, so and I knew that's because I was going to fill 15 of it with that story.
you know what? We got a guy here.
Yeah, we got a guy here, and that's what
Who
brings
is
me
what's
to
what?
our special host guest, Billy Russ, and we actually have special host guest shots.
Yes.
And that leads me to you, Brent. Tell us about
I
this.
was, I was talking with my cousin Ish, if you will, out of Traverse City, Michigan, Landis Rabish. He's soon to be a third-time father. I'm excited for that. It's definitely gonna be a third boy. So we're working on getting a hockey team out of Traverse City. But he is also He is also part owner of the Grand Traverse Distillery, and he has provided us a bottle of what do we have here? The True North chocolate flavored vodka to welcome our guests this evening. So here's to you, Bill. Thank you, Landis and Grand Traverse Distillery.
Hey,
Thanks, guys. Thanks
cheers,
for having me
boys.
out.
Cheers it out. You have to touch my cup with your cup.
I had to touch your cup. It's a COVID year. Oh wow, that's good.
I don't do shots well.
No, I like that.
It's a nice sip.
It is. Put that in some hot cocoa.
God damn.
That
All
is
right.
definitely for mixing with coffee.
Oh, definitely.
Not wine.
You guys notice I didn't take a chaser?
Yeah, no
That
chasers.
would have made that way worse.
Would have.
But that was actually, pretty smooth, actually. I'm not going to lie. For vodka, straight vodka. And we're old. Now,
Well,
we're old on this side of the table.
Yeah, don't even start with that
right
stuff.
side.
You started with the old thing. I can hear the ARP cards rolling in.
Hey, I'm only a couple years away from over 30
I think I've
as
got
a
it by 20
goalie,
years.
but
Well, Billy, you know what?
Yeah, here we
Since
go.
You're essentially going to be you're the guest of the show. And let's turn this into a little bit of Billy's story. What's going on, man?
Wait a
Tell
minute.
us.
Well, let me stop you right there. And I'm sure Billy has a great story, but there is kind of a reason why he's here. We have somebody who is not here because he's got the sniffles.
Let's get into that. We forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
I did. Stefan is not here today, Zeke, because of...
Sniffles. Oh, hard sniffles. The 10-day stay-at-home sniffles.
Yep, this 10-day
Sniffles
stay at home.
I don't think he actually had sniffles.
No.
But we'll let him talk about that
Yes.
He
next
said
week.
fever. He said fever.
Yes, we will let him talk about that. But yeah, he has been locked down.
10-day IR.
How many times have you talked to him?
I have sent him a couple messages. Probably not as much as I should. Because I don't know if you can get it through the phone.
Yeah. Well, see, well, if you can, I'm screwed because I've talked to him a few times. Just checking in on him. You probably talked to him quite a bit, Chris, huh?
No, not a ton. I actually tried to go over there and have a beer with him last weekend and, hang out outside. It was nice out and
Through
stuff.
the
And he's
window?
like, no, I better not. So I was like, all right. But I did get over there today, hung out with him for a little bit. So
Well, I will say this.
Wait a minute. So you were outside, he was inside, and you just
No,
tapped on
Stefan-
the window.
tapped
No,
on-
we just hung out outside today when I saw him.
gave your guy 6 feet, 3 inches?
Well, I will say Stefan really wanted to be here, and we wanted Stefan here. That's a kind of a tricky thing right now. He was on, tonight is going to be his off quarantine. But, we want to try and play it safe, and we know he's a little bummed out. He wish he could have been here with
Yeah.
Billy on the show. That's one of our... He was probably looking forward to...
I did reach out to Billy on purpose because I knew that would get Stefan's goat. and you know what? If we can't have fun with this show, then why do it?
Well, what Stefan doesn't know is that tryouts have begun.
We even wore jerseys for the tryouts.
Yeah, we all got jerseys on, and so how did he get COVID again? I don't know.
Sharing a
Oops.
water bottle.
But we want to get with Stefan on that and hear his take on it. So we're gonna
Absolutely.
move off of Stefan and jump right onto Billy's bandwagon here. What's up, bud?
Oh, not much. Just hanging out.
I'd like you to kind of kick off with how you know all of us.
Whoa. Let's not go that far back.
Well, I want to know,
Well,
I don't think he has
know
any
us.
clue who I am. By
It
the way.
doesn't need to be whatever, but
I met you
let the
before,
listeners
Chris.
know how we're related and why
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
on the show today.
Well, actually, I met Brent without knowing who Brent really even was at the time. After I graduated in 2014, he had a house team for his Silver Puck tournament and needed a goalie. And through 4 other people,
I was going to say, who was the actual person that connected us?
Jim Bond.
Jim Bond.
Yep. And so my mom came home one day from work and was like, hey, some guy needs a goalie for a men's league tournament. I'm sitting there like, a men's league tournament? What is this?
I'm barely a man myself.
I was like, yeah, I guess I'll go. I have to quick shoot out after every
he
game.
still lives at home.
No, I
Well,
don't.
back then we were saying.
I don't. I'm on my own.
I meant back when he got
Back
that
then
phone
when he
call.
got
Right.
that call.
He's like, men's
Oh,
league. I still live at
yeah.
home.
I was still just graduated
I
from
know.
high school.
Did
It
you
was-
mean Mr. Russ? Like Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Russ?
And
He
So,
doesn't
yeah.
even play goalie.
went and played in that tournament, and then through other guys that I played with in high school, met Steph, and started playing with his subbing with the summer team, and then the next
That's
year,
where we met.
yeah, then the next year I started playing, and that's where I met you, and then I think it was this past summer I met Chris, and just kind of been stuck with you guys ever since. Me and you started getting close, Brent.
Yeah.
Here,
It's
just
about- it was about 2 years in because you
Yeah.
did play that tournament, and then it wasn't until one of those nights at Barley that
Yep.
you actually said like, I know you, dude. I
Yeah.
played in your tournament, and then I felt really bad because I like to try to know all 1,000 people that are there.
yeah, it's real easy to do.
I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. You put me on this house team, and we got rickrolled. It's like
Oh,
there
my
was
goodness.
no
Well-
chance in hell.
Well, we played against when I was on the house team. We played against Stefan's team.
Okay.
And I'm standing there, I'm like, oh no, this is not going to be fun. And sure enough, it was a lot of shots to not very many. And it was still a close game, though.
I will have to say, thank you very much for doing that. You've come back every year since.
Yep.
Got to know you through the other leagues, and
Yep.
to be honest, you're within my top calls all the time. I'm always calling you when I need somebody to play net or skate out.
Yeah,
But
once I started skating out again, that's when you asked me to start playing in the Hockey Hold'em tournament,
Yep.
too, and being the backup goalie.
Absolutely. That was to me. That was just a win-win because you don't know if something's going to happen, if somebody gets hurt, and you just need somebody on standby. And I appreciate it. I mean, you sit there and wait, and then when you actually need you leave and go home.
Oh, man. The one time a goalie gets hurt is the third period of the last game on Saturday, and I'm like, I'm good to go. Nobody's going to get hurt in a period. And
Sure enough.
second I'm out of the parking lot, I'm sure that's about when it probably happened.
Where's Billy? Oh, he left. Oh.
Yeah, I was gone.
But no, I super appreciate it. And, I have played on a lot of teams with you, whether you're in that or on the skating out. Oh, Billy's back in the game.
Gosh, those sound really good in
They
here.
do. I will say there was a weekend that kind of invited you to play with us up in Scottsville or Ludington area. And something special happened that weekend. Do you care to recap?
Oh, well, got my first ever goalie goal. Been working to try to be able to do that for a long time, and it was a little over a year ago now, and was able to make it happen, and you were the first person right in front of the net.
I watched it
at
go
the
in.
other end.
I
Watching it go
almost
in.
touched it. I wanted to touch it.
Always want to touch it. Let's be honest.
Touch it.
Well, that's
Touching
where
it's your
that's
thing.
where once I saw the 16 skating after it, I knew I was okay because you weren't going to catch up to it.
You know what?
Hey,
You know
not
what,
even
though?
lying.
He is not.
Not lying.
And that's why he will not be back on the show, everybody. With that being said, you know what? That was a lot of fun that weekend. It was really cool. I never thought I'd ever be in a situation, me personally, to be able to see somebody throw it all the way down the ice and do that. I mean,
Okay.
I thought that was cool for me. I
didn't
can't
think
imagine
I was
what it'd
ever
be
gonna
on your
able
end.
to do it.
Me and Billy have a thing. He loves to send it, and I love to receive that bad
Well,
boy.
that's our
You've
whole
always liked to receive, Jay.
that's our whole
yes.
silver puck co-ed
Yeah.
strategy.
Yep,
With
send
the
them.
not being able to skate it over both blue
Yep.
lines, it's once teams dump it in,
Yep.
the two guys on the ice just cross in front, and we have a great core group of girls that play defense, and makes my job easy, and then
Yeah,
I just
but
get to come out and
What I want to
fire it around.
I want to say though, like I want to bring point to the fact that you can send it because not very many goalies
oh,
can,
no.
and not very many goalies can see the ice well enough to send it that far through traffic. And I will say, Billy, we connect a lot.
oh yeah.
We connect a lot, and I love it. It puts me in great position to get the puck on net.
Well, I've never seen you on our side of the red
Never.
line. So I know where you're
never
going
had
to be.
a choice, right? You got to do it off necessity.
And once again, somebody speaks the truth.
Hey, God's honest truth.
Oh, hey.
I like to be sent.
You know, it is interesting that you bring that up as a point. Our co-ed team, we're going to get some of the girls out here to talk with us and be on the show. Billy was actually one of our interesting moves to get on the team. We knew he was a good goalie, and then all of a sudden he stepped right in. But we actually had a girl on our team, Vanessa, and I'd love to have her on the show. I'm sure she'll do it. But the amount of sacrifice she did, because she actually played at Lake State University or Superior State.
Yep, Lake
And
Superior.
Is that the right way to say it? And she looked at me and said, by all means, let this guy play goalie. I will learn to skate out. And ever since, that girl plays nonstop, skating out,
Oh, you must be
working out,
talking about
skating.
Vanessa?
I'm talking about Vanessa.
Yeah, because I remember when she played goalie.
I was worried she's going to hate us for life.
and now, I will say this: even her first year out was a little bit of a struggle, but this last year that we played together,
Last 2 years, we've done good.
yeah, probably
Yeah.
2 years.
Well, we made the championship the
But
first
well,
year. I
I'm
was
just
in
saying
there
on
with
a
you guys.
personal level,
Yep.
like she has grown as a player.
Leaps and
Oh,
bounds.
yeah.
Like you went from maybe not even being able to catch a pass to being able to not only receive but send.
Carry sometimes.
I saw her play in 2 of the Deeks and Dangles tournaments.
Yeah.
And one of them was the A/B plus bracket, and she was still catching
Yep.
passes and moving the puck.
And this not to take away from all the girls on our
No,
team because
absolutely
let's
not.
be honest,
We have some
we
fantastic
have
ladies on
some
our
of
team.
the best girls in Grand Rapids and beyond on our team.
Yes.
Yes.
If there's
Absolutely.
lack, it's by the men on the team. It is not by the women.
It's obviously Tim.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say that. Oh God, another guy we have to get on the show.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
He can redeem
Either that or
Hey.
Stephens, because he's not here to
Listen.
defend himself.
Hey,
You
if
get
you
chirped,
bring
we'll give you a chance.
if you bring Tim out, you got to bring me because we're just gonna heckle
Oh,
Steph in the
God, I won't
entire
even.
time.
I'll give the mic up and stand in the corner.
Oh, can I sit and drink with you?
Content done. Just let those two go at it.
Let them argue for what, 40 minutes, and then just unplug everybody and walk away.
Give them a fifth of freaking the pink
Whitney.
the pink Whitneys. Yeah,
Well,
plug for you guys.
Even with that, how much Tim messes with Steph, he Stefan still lets me and Tim stay at his house for coed and B bracket weekend.
Yeah. So you guys do a lot of extra drinking together too.
Yeah, we got me and Tim have a bit of a long drive up to play in those tournaments, and
he's a fantastic guy.
Great guy.
Fantastic guy.
The one thing that I will say it online, I don't care. The one thing that Tim does, and he's done it for a few years, that really just jerks my chain. He shows up early on Friday while I'm trying to set up, and he abducts me and takes me to a bar so I don't get things set up trying to run a tournament. And then I get back and I see sideways. I'm trying to run a tournament. I'm looking at people, and I can't operate the way I want to operate.
He leaves the bar with you and meets up with another bar with me.
Every year.
The second he leaves school.
Yep. He's not even in school in June. So he's got the whole
he's
day
out of
off.
school.
He goes golfing in the morning.
He's a
goes
grown
up
adult.
to GR, steals Brent.
He's
Brent's
got the
like,
gravy job. He's a phys ed, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Phys
So
ed.
you get to teach phys ed, which is like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And the most favorite class for every student that ever existed. And then you get summers off.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he won.
How do you lose with that? Seriously.
He won an Indiana State High School Championship coaching this year.
He did.
Sorry for the pause there, but
I was about to.
But
start
Dooz wanted to
munching.
go eat some Martha Vineyard cake, and I called him out on it because I didn't want to munch it in your ear.
It sounded so good.
Brought wine and then cake.
It's not cake. It's a peanut butter bar. By the way, if you go to Martha's Vineyard, try the peanut butter bar. I'm telling you guys, it's amazing. It's the one reason I go there. I'm playing footsie with everybody. So, anyway, sorry guys. Okay. Yes, great guy. They did do a championship. Good for him. He was super stoked.
Yep. They had to go down and play in Indiana.
Gosh.
Oh, they had to go down and play in Indiana, which kind of sucks, but
I'm sorry. Did we change topics?
oh,
Well, no, we're yeah, we were talking about the team, and we got stuck on Tim here for a minute.
Oh, you're talking about his high school
Tim.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I still can't get over that peanut butter bar. It looks delicious.
It is.
I kind of want to
after you can have some.
So, like, I know he's not here to answer these questions or whatnot, but what age group was Tim
varsity.
coaching? Oh,
Yeah, varsity.
Oh, no
Yeah, straight up
kidding.
high school varsity. Yeah.
He got a trophy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I saw that.
Yep.
The one coach looked pretty banged up, but
Yeah.
that was funny.
Yes. Yes.
man.
He looked like he went out the night before, that's for sure.
Well, you know how the saying goes: "What's done in the locker room
Stays in the
Stays
locker
in the
room.
locker room.
So I'm sure there was more to the story.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But good for them. Honestly,
That's awesome.
That's something as a high school coach to be able to bring that home. And he's new, like as a high school coach.
Yeah,
too.
he
This,
was
first year?
JV last year,
Yeah.
I believe, and then this year he
and
got
JV
bumped
for
up.
a few years.
Yep, couple years down there, and then he got bumped up to varsity. And
Yeah.
Well, he coached in Grand Rapids for a while, too, though.
Yep, for
He's
Grand
part
Rapids Public
Christian-
Schools.
You know
public
what?
or- okay.
That dude knows hockey.
yes, he does.
He does. He knows hockey. You know, he really does.
He really does.
He can teach it.
Yep.
He can teach it, and not everybody can teach.
Yeah, it is tough.
It is, especially a game so complex. It's hard to
Articulate
relate,
it
and
to
not only
kids.
that, but to relate to kids.
Yeah.
I mean, to relate to kids to where they listen. You know, I did not have the best coaching experience in my high school year, and I think
You sure it was the coach's fault?
could have been my attitude at the time. Absolutely, you know. High
Is that why
school
you
kid.
never learned how to pass? Because you wouldn't listen to the
Yeah.
coach?
Oh no,
He skipped that
I
day.
didn't play enough in
He was in
high
detention.
school to learn how to pass. So
Didn't
that's
play enough or
probably
didn't get the
why.
puck enough?
I did not play enough.
You know what?
I was third liner. To not gonna lie. Well, my junior year I played a lot more than my senior year. We had a good influx of some freshman players, and we were losing a handful of seniors in
Where'd you grow up again, may I ask?
Big Rapids.
Okay.
Yep. So,
Well,
you know,
it probably helped too that you finally broke 110 when you're
Hit your
and not
senior
gonna
year
lie,
and
my
stuff.
tryout weight was 112. I remember 112, and I was trying out for defense.
Oh,
Needless to say.
I wish I could tease him, but I was in the same ballpark.
You know what, though? I will say that the coach was like, hey, man, you literally got beat out by one other person. That
Yeah.
was it. So
He's
that
a
felt
pound
cool.
and a half heavier.
He was very similar to my size, but was a year older than me. In his freshman year, he played juniors, junior B Owls.
Yeah,
and
back in the day.
And came back to high school, which would have been his sophomore year, my freshman year. So.
Yep.
Or maybe he was 2 years older than me. I don't remember. But either way, good player also. Eric, good player. Deserved this spot. But no, I definitely didn't learn how to pass in high school. And I learned how to, hand water bottles to people and stuff.
Fill them up.
And be a grocery stick.
Carry the sticks out to the bus.
Yep. Pretty much. But that being said, we got to
Yeah, with that being said, relax, Jason. I'm 47 and I'm still doing it.
I want to get back to stroking the team a little bit. I don't think we touched enough on the ladies, to be honest. I really
No. Oh, no.
Not even close.
The talent. I mean, Katie, this year in Decent Dangles,
Holy smokes.
just blew my mind. What was the other one?
Well, the first year that I came and played, after our first game, we decided to make a lineup change and move. I think it was you, Jay, and Tim were both playing defense up to forward. And we moved 2 girls back that had never played defense before and still went to a championship. And I think we gave up one goal.
Right up.
We gave up 1 goal in the 2 games on Saturday and then lost the championship 2-1 or something. There it is.
And Robin,
Yeah.
she goes without saying. Anybody who knows Robin knows that girl can play puck. They just know that. We had a newbie this year.
Newbie
Tara?
to you.
Well, yeah, but
Oldie
newbie
to me.
newbie to the team.
Yeah.
Tara, another
Tara.
very good
My
player.
hockey wife.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
She's
guys
a
are
hockey wife for
wives.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get back to Tara here in a minute, but I do, because the last couple times that we've done a show, we have not mentioned her name, and I'm not going to mention her last name out here because of what she does for a living. But Christina,
She was murdering me at Decent Days.
oh my gosh,
Murdering me.
Yes, she was.
Taking that puck from me left and right, hunting me down. I was like, for a minute, I was like, who the do you think you are,
Yup.
girl? And then I'm like, oh, wait. She's on my team.
Teammate.
Yep.
But at first I did not. 'Cause she had a cage on. I could barely tell who she was. Yeah, she's... Sorry, not to interrupt you, but...
No, that's what I was kind of getting at.
I was just getting ready to type that in my phone, but...
Yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm sitting here watching her, and she's been doing the tournaments now for quite some time. And every year I'm like, holy shit, are you kidding me? And the other thing is, a lot of people, I know that we talk about a lot of things on the show that might not relate to everybody in the area or listening audience. We talk a lot of Grand Rapids and whatnot, but I think every girl on our team in some capacity is either a power lifter or a weight trainer or seriously.
Some way, shape, or form. They're all doing something off
They
the ice
post
like that.
all their videos and they do all their stuff working out nonstop. I mean, it is so impressive to watch them, the dedication that they put in off the ice. I'm not even talking hockey. Just amazing, amazing, amazing.
I take full responsibility for that.
Oh, did you not put your phone on silent again?
I did not. Again. It is now.
So, no, it has absolutely been amazing. Like Jay was alluding to with Tara, is I have played with Tara for quite some time. I've known Tara, and I'm not going to throw last names out until I get permission with anything.
No last names.
Yeah,
I've been keeping it that way.
Yeah, but
If you know, you know.
But she has always been very, very hardcore, very diehard hockey player. When she gets in a game, she's invested, and it is very hard to find those people that know how to dial in like that. and I don't know, Billy, you're back there playing goalie. Let's be honest. Do you notice a super big difference between us guys and those girls? You can't. I know that I am privileged to play with these.
Like defense wise and just playing and skating. No, it's all just one big unit. I definitely see it in maybe a little bit more of the beer drinking side of things in the locker room, but that's a whole different story.
A totally different story.
But no, like I said, we slid a couple of girls back, moved our 2 guys up front, played forward, and a couple of girls that had never played defense before just stepped up and played awesome.
Absolutely. Katie's,
like they had done it for years, and we didn't miss a beat after that.
Katie's always done an awesome job.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what one of the best things about our team. And Jay, what would you say? How long have we been playing together as a team now? 5-6 years?
Yeah, it's probably been 5 or 6, but we've gone through a few players.
Yeah.
Both on not on the
not on the
male
men's
side, but on the female side. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, we don't want to forget any names because every player on this team, but we go through those moments where you're like,
sorry, Jay, the way you say on. Just going to call you out right there.
Like, is it the way I say like or
No, on.
I mean,
anyways, sorry.
Every single year we go in that locker room like a bunch of roosters, and to be honest, these ladies are the ones with all the peacock feathers. They really are. We have to get a cup. We got to win something with them.
Yeah.
It's true. I know I keep saying all that kind of stuff, but you know what? Speaking about people we don't want to forget, Rebecca, I love you with all my heart. I almost didn't want to mention your name on the show because you left us. You left us. You went to the enemy.
And I'm gonna lie, this is the first time I'm hearing about this because I was sitting there like, don't forget her because she's one of my most. I got along with her very well.
Yeah,
and she's a great player.
I didn't mention you on purpose.
Well, now I hear about this and I'm like, wait, she left, but who'd she go to?
She's going to BLB this year.
Oh, good for her. Is she making this move because she has more rapport there?
She sent me a text. I'd have to go back through it, but it was something along the lines she didn't like Jay.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, she Sam, the captain of BLB, has a large group of people out there in Holland that she was putting things together, and she shot a message out to everybody in the group looking for players. And, I will say Rebecca gave me the courtesy of saying, hey, you know what, I think I want to play on a different team. She didn't just leave us waiting and wondering. And she's going to join them this year. Awesome.
YOLO,
Uh,
Rebecca. You know what? YOLO. You only live once. I ain't mad at you, girl.
I am.
Wait, Rebecca who?
But I'm
No. You know what, though? The one thing about her, I will say that when that girl puts the skates on, she's in. And she's going to look at...
a warrior.
She's going to look at her jersey color, and that is the side she's on.
Yeah.
You know what? So, which means I'm going to have a long game.
Hey, I got friends on other teams, boys.
Yep. So, I look forward to hopefully we get a chance to play them. I am going to chirp the shit out of her.
Probably going to get chirped a little bit from everybody,
Yep.
I think.
Hopefully we get to play 4 games again that weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hopefully she does, too. Hopefully we see her in the
Absolutely.
end.
So, you know what? Speaking about championships, 4 games. Billy, you're kind of a young pup in the group. Let's be honest. I know you've been here for a little while now.
Just a little bit.
You've got a couple cups. Just tell us what that experience is like for you.
Well, obviously the first one with our B+ group is it's a whole different game. Like it's the whole locker room atmosphere and shotgunning beers after wins, and unfortunately got to experience a somber sipper this year.
Yep, there is a somber sipper.
Not a fan of those.
Nope.
But just a great group of guys, and we had a couple of really, really fun weekends. Back-to-back years going to the championship, winning at one of them.
Billy, in the B+, do you, for the listeners, in or out?
What was that?
Are you playing in or out?
I'm in net for
He's
that.
in that,
For the
yeah.
B plus? You
Absolutely.
play
For all
in
of
net for
all of
co-ed,
the
but
silver
you play-
puck tournaments, I am in net. Hockey Hold'em and Deeks and Dangles is where I,
was
get
gonna
to
say
get to do my
Hold'em.
skating at.
Okay.
So
You play
then-
goalie for all of my teams.
Yep. And then Hockey Hold'em, got to play in it the last 3 years now.
Yep.
And made 2 championships, 1-1. And then Deeks and Dangles made the hard trip to the championship this year in the B bracket.
I think at one point you did say to me, "I hate you."
Yeah, that very well. That is not something I ever wish anyone to have to do, playing 6 games in a day or whatever it was.
It's
But I would
true.
100% do it again right now
Oh, dude, yeah.
for the chance
We
to win
played
it.
4 to lose, and I'm thinking, no, I would not play 4 again to win.
It was not fun.
I
And
might play 4
Well,
again to win, but 6?
Why wouldn't you?
Cause man, I literally after the 4th game, I laid down on the ground up against the stick holder and couldn't move for like 10 minutes. I was
it checks out. That's exactly how it feels.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
And the worst part was having to lose to a bunch of the guys that I play hockey with down in Kalamazoo now.
So, we're getting close to wrapping up here. I will say this: out of the two trophies that you won, 2 cups, we'll call them cups here. Does one mean more to the other than the other? Because when I look at Hockey Hold'em, that's a super hard one to get.
Yeah.
But I love the camaraderie.
Well, the thing for
of SBC.
Hold'em was I lost it the year before and then came back and won it. So that was fun. But the silver puck one was a little bit different, I guess, just in being with the same group of guys the whole weekend and it being my first year playing with your team or your Joe's team.
Yep.
And just how welcome I felt and how much fun that team was.
And before we wrap a lot of things up, I'd like to document this with actually having it recorded. Billy, how many pops did we go through?
What was it? 300 on Saturday alone and needed more for the championship on Sunday?
On that note,
600 total or something like that.
welcome to Beer League Hockey.
Yeah,
Jay,
Jake can run or jump 10 feet.
Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna say I want to know real quick which one is your favorite.
I think the silver puck one, just for the fact of playing with the same group the whole weekend and
the people in the parking lot, too.
well,
just
the parking lot
atmosphere.
and
It's
how
warm.
many of those people on that team, every single guy on that team had won something before in these tournaments, had 3-4 tournament, looking for the gold jacket.
Right, the gold jacket, green
The
jacket,
gold
gives a shit.
jacket.
How many
Well,
do I need?
I
How
will
many do
say, I mean, obviously, I play every single year
Yep.
in the silver puck. The last year I did not do Texas Hold'em, though. The very first year I did it, I won it. The second year I did not, and the third year I did not play. Now Texas Hold'em is new for me. I'm usually taking a trip out of
We usually
town.
call it Hockey Hold'em.
Hockey Hold'em. Sorry, Texas Hold'em.
I also want to know, Jay, why you had to reword and re-ask the question that Brett did 30 seconds before.
Because I wanted to say this real quick. Now you guys got me all off my game here. Flippity dippity dop. All I'm saying, and I just forgot what I was saying, but yes, I agree. Silver puck's my favorite. I think it's because it's warm outside, and that's why I love Hockey Hold'em.
August, the temperature.
Because
drops a
I will
lot.
say, Deeks and Dangles is awesome. It's a smaller group of people, so it's more camaraderie at once. But it is freaking cold, and so it's like, hey guys, there's not all room of us plus them in the cabin, so
that one's a grind.
yeah,
It's cold.
That's a grind.
Yeah.
But you know,
I
what?
haven't won a Deeks and Dangles yet.
No, I haven't. Not yet.
Not yet. Yet.
What I wanted to get into real quick. Normally without Stefan, we don't have any hockey talk. Or normally with Stefan, he's the one that brings the hockey, like the show, the NHL here. He brings the talk. Without no Stefan, we had no talk. But our guest happened to see something this week. You want to talk about it?
Well, Nathan MacKinnon, one of the stars for the Colorado Avalanche, got into a little scrum and decided that the guy didn't need to wear his helmet anymore, and then figured he'd give it back to him from, 10, 15 foot away.
At least 10
But you know what? I don't know what the big deal is. I call that sportsmanship. He was giving it back.
Just
You know,
at a higher rate of speed than normal.
what I saw straight up reminds me of like Big Earn. Do you guys remember Big Earn?
Oh, yeah. Do we know
What
Big
was that?
Earn?
What was that movie? I'm drawing a blank on it. The bowling movie, Big Earn.
Oh, now that you brought it up, none of us are going to remember. Kingpin.
All I saw was him like look up and just bowl that helmet right into his chops, and I'm just thinking Big Earn with his hair all whipping up, his comb over dangling. He's got the ball with the rose in it. Just plowed him right in the face.
I heard he got fined for that.
Yeah, you got dinged $5,000.
I don't see why you would fine somebody for actually giving their helmet back to him.
And it wasn't like, screw you, I'm gonna hurt you. It was literally like, here's your helmet, bud. Whip it at your face, and then I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Oh, that was...
But he didn't come at him. He like gave him a minute to recollect himself. He didn't like.
Well, he gave him a second to put his helmet on that he found.
Yeah, he's like, here. No, really, maybe. Honestly, he's probably like, here, buddy, you're gonna want to put this one on.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not gonna. Speaking of fights, man, we had actually our last episode had a lot of fight talk in it.
Yeah.
I did want to go back and say I listen to every episode we do when I edit them.
I'll be honest, I don't.
There was a moment in that epi where I had said that I wouldn't take back all the fights that I had in my early years because I learned how to fight. I feel like I sounded extremely ostentatious on that one, and I didn't like who I was when I said that, and so I wanted to take this moment to be like, you know what? I would have taken back a lot of those fights for those guys that probably didn't deserve me freaking out on them just because I wanted to fight. Like, I do feel bad for that.
Well, this is a
Yeah.
post-positive
Stop being
moment.
such a dick, Jay.
I did
Thank you.
want to take a minute and just I had a few beers last week or 2
yeah.
weeks ago, and I was kind of just
No, not a chance.
I felt like I said some things, but I'm not ready to apologize
that
yet.
one. I felt when I,
Well, that helps when you don't listen to
Listen,
the episodes.
the best thing about this show is like being able to have a voice and stuff, but the worst thing about this show is when you have to listen to yourself sound stupid. So I just wanted to take a minute and say, hey, I take that one back.
That's pretty cool,
Hey.
DJ. I'll be honest. On that note, you know what? I'm just gonna have to say, you know what? I'm out for this week. Everybody, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you,
Make
guys.
good choices.
Thanks for having me,
Hey,
boys. This
thanks
was awesome.
for being on, Billy.
Thanks for being out here,
Absolutely.
Billy.
It was a good time, man. I loved looking at your face. Sorry, Steph, but you're out.
Yeah.
I didn't even,
We'll see you
I
later.
didn't even
Steph.
notice he wasn't here.
Good night, boys.
Good night.